Hello and welcome back to PWA Live TV here in Aruba for the fourth stop on the freestyle tour. We've been a bit unlucky today with the wind and the weather actually in Aruba. It's been cranking before we got here and it's cranking for the rest of the week. Just these first 2 days have been a little bit light. I'm here with head judge Duncan Coombs.
Hello again, Ben. Here we are, Caribbean stop 2.
Exactly, it's going well, but I mean we've been a little bit unlucky with the weather. We spoke to Sarah Keita and Quincy yesterday. They said this isn't like we usually get here. I think there's too many clouds or there's some thunderstorm around, which is I think just messed around with the weather systems at the moment. So we're not getting the usual trade winds. We're getting quite a gusty wind.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. There's a big depression over Venezuela, which is not that far to the south of us, so it's affecting the trade winds here in the Caribbean. And like you say, there's a lot of rain. There's a lot of cloud behind us there on the east side of the island, on the windward side. So it's kind of messing up the wind for us here. It's been coming through in gusts. So we set the course and we've been out there, ready to go. We're judging from a tower out because it's offshore winds here in Aruba. So yeah, we're ready to go, but the wind hasn't been cooperating with us today.
I mean, the good news is the forecast is awesome. I mean, that's what we heard. It's going back to normal tomorrow. I mean, we're not finished for today by any means, but
forecast is good, Ben. But you can always make the mistake of relying on a good forecast and missing out. So we're going to keep the pressure up. I'm thinking of going for longer heat durations so we can use this gusty wind. I mean, sometimes it's gusting up to 20 knots, which is plenty, and the guys are doing really nice moves.
Yeah.
And then it's dropping right down to maybe even as low as 5 or 6 knots, which is really difficult because, as I said in Bonaire, when the wind drops, they end up on the downwind side of the course, and they can't get back upwind. So it's hard for doing freestyle when it gets that light.
I mean, it must be hard for you guys because we were seeing earlier it was almost silt style. We could see the big black cloud coming over.
Yeah, it's dramatic.
We know it's going to push out some wind before it, but you've also here we've got the added, well not bonus, but added sort of, I think of the thunder and the lightning. There was a bit of lightning around, so I know a few of the guys, the event organiser, was a little bit worried that we might be risking the sailors a bit too much. Them boys, they seemed absolutely fine about it, but it's a big call for you. How do you find that? I mean, it's quite a big call to make.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident that nothing too bad was going to happen. I mean, all that can happen really is that the judging tower can break anchor and we drift out to sea, but we've got the Dutch Marine Force here to look after us, so I'm not really too worried on that. And regarding the sailors' safety, I think they're used to sailing in 40-50 knot winds, so if there was a huge squall coming through, I'm sure they'd be able to get back in. And it's really shallow here anyway, so they could just stand and shelter under their sail. I mean, the lightning seems to be passing to the south side of us.
We saw that. I think by the airport it looked like there was a big storm going on. From here, I mean, we maybe didn't see it so much with the cameras because they were obviously looking out to where you guys were, and it sort of looked blue in the background. But over to the left of us, it was, I mean, pitch black pretty much.
It was dramatic light. Yeah. I'd just been in the office there and saw some of John Carter's shots, and they're fantastic. The light is fantastic. So. Be great if we can get some competition done. It has cleared up a bit now, so you never know, the wind might settle down a bit. And
does look a bit more normal.
Heats.
That's what we've heard. When it's good here, the sun's out, it's hot, and not so many clouds in the sky. I mean, obviously a few clouds, but not the big black ones we've seen over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's humid.
We've also seen rain as well, which all the locals have. We never see rain here.
Yeah, it feels like it should be a bit fresher. Like it feels so humid and sticky that that I think that's kind of what's messing the wind up. I mean, you can see down there to the south now. There's like 1,000-foot cumulus clouds down there, which can't be a good sign. You want the wispy trade wind clouds, really.
Which I think we should get tomorrow. You've seen a forecast?
I've seen a forecast, but it's kind of changing, so you never know. Maybe this depression is going to hang around. So, which is why I'm angling to go for longer heats, just so we can get a result. And great if it's windy in the double and we can have a better double. But I'm going to have to start pushing a little bit harder to do longer heats. And
I mean the format we've got in the freestyle now with. You try a certain amount of moves, but only so many count. I mean, can suit these gusty winds quite easily because they can be not planing for half the heat, But if you make the heat long enough, as long as they're playing in enough to get in their, allocated number of moves, it should be fine to run a competition.
Yeah, that's why we did the new format, to be honest, to run in places, with poor conditions. But we didn't really expect it here in Aruba. We thought the winds were going to be even stronger than Bonaire, but it's not the case. The weather's never reliable, so that's what we'll do. We'll go for longer heats, and like you say, they'll be able to get their moves then. Hopefully we'll be able to just push it through.
Okay, for the guys maybe that have been watching the live stream so far, you guys are actually based on the water for this competition. You've got well, it's based on a catamaran, and you've got all the judges out there, the girls that are tallying up the scores. I think you've got notice boards, streamers, water.
Yeah,
what's the whole thinking about that? Because obviously it's offshore, a bit too gusty on the inside.
Yeah, when we got here, I looked at the situation and saw that the beach setup was, although they built a nice tower on the beach here, it's just a little bit too far out for the judges to get a good view. So yeah, the organisers have been great and organised a raft, like a big pontoon, sort of 10 metre long by 3 metres. So we just set up everything on there. Like you say, we got the notice board, so the flags and all the judges. So yeah, when we go, we're out there for hours on end. But it's good. It's a good setup. It's really shallow where we are, and to be honest, for the judges, it's really close. The action's super close. I mean, they're actually getting sprayed by the riders when they're performing.
It's angry riders, or
so it's great. It's like Austria, when they come that close to you on the lakes, there's no tides, and it's just really easy to judge when they're that close. You can really see if they're catching a rail a little bit, or if they're making the move super clean. So yeah,
and they're obviously coming towards you, so they'll be coming down the competition area almost.
That's right, yeah. And you've got a little wave on the course there. I mean, it's only like a tiny little wave, but it's enough for them to get some air off. So I think the setup's fantastic, and let's just hope the trade winds kick in and we can put on a good event.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that little wave. Is it shallow there? I mean, the guys are busting out some big moves. I've seen some big punches. Obviously a little bit easier off a wave. How does that affect scoring wise? I mean, they just got to get height.
Well, yeah, see, some people are saying, it's not fair, if they do it off the wave, but it's the same for everyone. The wave's inside the course, so for me, they set up to hit the wave probably on their first run going on port tack.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
And they get the big air move, hope they land it, and then they'll probably drift downwind from it. So, I expect they get one chance on that big punch or something like that.
I mean, for us here watching, it's like a thing you're drawn to when you look out. You've got this little wave, and a lot of the sailors are all just playing around there. So it's obviously a fun thing for them. They've got the glassy sort of flat water. Well, not glassy flat, but it's flat water.
It's pretty flat.
And they've got that little wave, which I think is pretty flat in between the waves as well. So, but quite shallow.
Yeah, it's really shallow, Ben. I mean, like, we're talking like 4-6 inches deep.
I saw a few people up to the ankle.
Yeah, the twin fin riders are going, oh, it's fine, it's fine, you put it in the course. But no, it's usable, In Bonaire, it was super shallow as well. You saw a few guys hit the bottom there.
Definitely.
These guys have got short fins, so. But they don't seem to mind, throwing themselves over the front. 4 inches of water.
I guess they tell me that. We also saw a few spectators out there just take the chairs out and sitting right on the course area. The sailors all right with that? You're not too close, or it was all right?
It's fine, yeah. They're a little bit inside, so it's no problem at all. Yeah, all good. They're getting a good view of the action.
Okay, well, it's not over today yet, definitely, by no means. A few Salem sailors blasting around, so maybe we still could have some action today. If not, we're going to try and do an interview on the hour, every hour until we shut down later on this afternoon, and the competition's called off today. So stay tuned to People at Live TV. Cheers, Duncan Coombs, for...
Yeah, no worries, Ben.
Cheers,
Thanks.
man. No worries.
Bye.
Okay.